Welcome to review part 1 for test 3-3, which will be on Thursday. For each table below, determine whether they represent a proportional relationship. So this is what we're looking for. And if they do, then determine the constant of proportionality and then write the equation of the line. So there were 3 things to do for each of these. And remember the formula for the COP. So the COP, constant of proportionality, formula is y over x. So we'll take any y pair and put it over the x that goes with it and see what the number is. If the number comes out the same the whole time, then yes, it has a constant of proportionality and a proportional relationship. And secondly, the equation of the line is y equals kx, where k is your COP number. Whatever you got for that is your COP. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and try some of these. So the first one, they give you the x's and the y's. These ones are written sideways, but don't let that upset you. We're going to take a pair, never the 0, 0, but remember when we make the line, this just means that it goes through the origin. So we know that, in fact, that is a good thing. The line of a constant of a direct variation with the COP would have to go through this origin point and form a straight line. It could look like that, like this, none of it matters. It just can't be like this. It can't be like this. It needs to be a straight line passing through the origin. So this origin value is good. The next one, we're going to put y over x for each one of them. Sorry about that. Got this box stuck. And the y value with this 8 is 1 over 8. This one is 2 over 16. We can simplify 2 over 16 in our calculator to ABC 16. That gets you 1 over 8. 4 over 32. Again, the pairs go like this. And ABC 4ABC 32 gets you 1 over 8. And last, 40 and 5. So we have the y over the x, 5 over 40, and that gets you, in the calculator, 1 over 8. Which means, yes, this thing has a proportional relationship. The COP, we just calculated it 4 times, is 1/8. And the equation of this line, remember y equals kx, y equals, this is my k value, 1/8 x. Okay. All right, let's try number 2, or B. That's my equation. So the first pair, 10 over 2. Oops. 10 over 2, and 10 ABC 2, that's just going to get you 5. The next one, 1, just kidding, 1 and 5 is 5 over 1, and that just gets you 5. 50 over 10, that just gets you 5. 80 over 16, another 5, and 25 over 5. Gets you 5. So every single time I set up the y divided by the x, I got 5. So I know that, yes, it has a relationship, a proportional relationship. The COP is 5. It's that number from y over x. And lastly, my equation is y equals 5x. Letter C. 0, 9 right there should be a little bit of a giveaway for you. If it's not, because remember the point that should go with 0 for these to be a direct variation of proportional relationship would be 0, because it has to be the origin point. But if it's not, you can still calculate your y over x. 7 over 1, that's 7. Actually, this one's going to trick you if you do this. because every single one of these is actually going to get you 7. So be super careful with that. The way that you're going to see this then is that 9 over 0 is undefined. So your calculator is going to give you an error in there. And that's a big deal. So careful with that. That's why this one is a no. Not a proportional relationship, and then you don't need to find a COP because there is none, and you don't need to write a equation because there is none. Next up, y and an x. These are written differently. They put the table sideways, so you're still going to do the same thing though. We put y over x to c. 5 over 2. Next one, 15 over 6. In the calculator, that will simplify. 5 over 2. 25 over 10. In the calculator, that simplifies. 5 over 2. And lasts 40 over 16. 5 over 2. Okay. And then that's a yes. Look, every single time I got 5 over 2. When they were simplified, which means yes, there is a constant of proportionality. And it is 5 over 2 COP. And then my equation of my line is y equals my COP, or my K value, 5 over 2x. This may be written as a decimal, and if it is in the equation itself, then you need to be able to turn that into a decimal. So if you don't see that on your test on Thursday, there's always a chance it could be written like this. Both are correct, but only one answer choice would be there. Okay, let's try number 2. The table below represents a direct variation. So they're already telling you, yes, it is a direct variation, which means they should have a constant of proportionality. We can calculate that to figure out how to get from x to y. What are we multiplying? And the only pair that's completed here is 2, 8. So we're going to use that one first. We got 8 over 2. And that would simplify to just 4. And then we know that we're multiplying by 4. To get from 2 to 8, we go 2 times 4, and that equals 8. 4 times 4 means A would be 16. 7 times 4 means C would be 28. And then this one, to go backwards, remember we're dividing. So this one's going to be 20 divided by 4, and that one's going to get you 5. So we have the COP. And A equals 16. B equals 5. And C equals 28. The ratio of adults to children at the petting zoo is 4 to 3. If there are 165 children at the petting zoo, how many adults are there? They're giving you a ratio. They're saying the ratio of adults to children. So that is my plan. I'm going to put the adults over children. And the first ratio that they gave me is 4 to 3, and they told me that was adults to children, so that's already in the right order because of my plan. And then they gave me that there's 165 children, so that is going to go on the bottom because that's where I said I wanted to put it. So that's in my plan. Where this other one comes from goes from my plan, and then how many adults, that's my missing value. And we cross multiply to solve. 3 times x is 3x, and 4 times 165, 4 times 165 gets you 660. And equals 3x. And then to get rid of that 3, we're going to divide both sides by 3, getting us x equals 220. And that was our answer. Our x was up here for adults. So what is the total amount of adults at the petting zoo? 220 adults. And then underneath that, it wants to know the total amount of adults and children at the petting zoo. So we're going to take the 220 and add it to the 165, and that gets us 385 adults and children. Okay. There are 12 pink erasers and 4 blue erasers in a pack. In simplest form, what is the ratio of blue to pink erasers? So this is where we're going. What is the ratio of blue to pink? That's our plan. Blue over pink. And our number for blue is 4. And our number for pink was 12. 4 ABC 12 will simplify to 1 over 3. This could be written 3 ways. It could be 1 over 3. It could be 1 TO3. Or last way, 1 dot dot 3. So remember, in multiple choice, any of those is correct for the simplest ratio.